Life isn't a series of random events. Everything you experience, every strange coincidence, every perfect moment is a part of something much bigger happening behind the scenes. When you think about someone and they suddenly text you, when you keep noticing the clock striking 11:11, or when a song plays that seems to answer a question in your mind, these are not accidents. These are signs, signals from the hidden layers of reality, trying to get your attention. They are messages meant for you, pointing you toward your highest path, nudging you closer to who you are meant to become. The truth is, most people miss these signs. They brush them off, telling themselves it's just a coincidence or a trick of the mind. Society teaches us from a young age that life is random, that meaning only comes from hard facts and logic. We're told not to trust our feelings or instincts, not to read too deeply into anything. Over time, this conditioning shuts down our ability to see the deeper meaning behind the events of our lives. It trains us to ignore the invisible thread connecting everything. But the truth remains, synchronicities are real. They are not random at all. They are evidence that reality is alive, conscious, and responding to you. Once you start to pay attention, you will realize that life is always communicating with you. You are not just a passive observer in a meaningless world. You are an active participant in an intelligent universe that mirrors back to you what is happening inside of you. When your inner thoughts, emotions, and desires align with your outer experiences, synchronicities happen. It's like reality itself is having a conversation with you, answering your questions, guiding your choices, encouraging you to move forward. But you have to be awake enough to notice it. Many people believe that events happen by chance, that there's no pattern, no connection. But this idea is an illusion, and it keeps people stuck, feeling powerless and disconnected. The Swiss psychologist Carl Jung was one of the first in modern times to explain the truth about synchronicity. He noticed that meaningful coincidences happen too often and too perfectly to be explained by chance alone. Jung realized that these events were not accidents. They were signs of a deeper hidden order in the universe, a secret structure that most people couldn't see but could feel when they paid attention. Long before Jung, ancient cultures already understood that life was full of signs and patterns. They saw numbers, animals, symbols, and dreams as messages from the divine. They knew the universe was alive and that it spoke to those who listened. You have likely experienced this yourself, even if you didn't fully recognize it at the time. Maybe you were worrying about a problem, and a stranger's comment, a billboard, or a song lyric gave you the exact answer you needed. Maybe you kept noticing the same number appearing everywhere you looked, on receipts, clocks, license plates, until it became impossible to ignore. Maybe you met someone in such a perfectly timed way that it felt like destiny itself had arranged it. These moments don't just feel different from normal life, they are different. They carry a special energy, a sense of magic that makes you pause and feel that something bigger is happening. And that feeling is right. Reality is not just physical. It's not just solid matter and mechanical laws. It's a living field of energy, consciousness, and intelligence. Your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs are not trapped inside your mind. They ripple outward into the fabric of existence, influencing the reality you experience. Synchronicities occur when your internal world and the external world match up in a powerful way. It's like striking the right chord on a guitar and hearing the perfect resonance. Your inner vibration shapes your outer experiences, whether you realize it or not. When you are thinking, feeling, and focusing strongly on something, reality responds. It sends you signs, clues, and sometimes even direct answers. But to receive these messages, you have to be paying attention. You have to believe they are real before you can truly understand their power. The universe is always speaking to you. The real difference between those who experience synchronicities often and those who don't is simple: awareness. Those who see the signs are the ones who are looking. Those who don't see them have trained themselves not to look. Some synchronicities are so personal, so powerful, that they can't easily be explained in a quick video or article. That's why, for those who are ready to go deeper, we offer special insights through the Insights Academy newsletter. For a limited time, signing up even gives you a free ebook copy of the Kalium, a guide to understanding the hidden forces shaping your life. As you begin to notice synchronicities, you'll realize they show up in many different ways. Sometimes they are as simple as seeing repeating numbers everywhere you go. Other times, they come as powerful meetings, dreams that later come true, or random bits of information that appear exactly when you need them. The more you notice, the more they happen. It creates a domino effect where reality starts responding to you faster and more clearly. One of the most common types of synchronicity is seeing repeating numbers. You glance at your phone and see 1111, or you notice 222 on a receipt. Maybe you keep seeing 777 when you least expect it. These numbers are not appearing by accident. They each carry specific meanings. 1111 is often a call to awaken, a sign that your consciousness is expanding. 222 is a message that you are coming into alignment, that your thoughts, feelings, and reality are syncing up. 777 is a powerful confirmation that you are on the right path spiritually. These numbers bypass your logical mind and speak directly to your soul. Once you start noticing them, they will appear more and more often. Another form of synchronicity is seeing the same symbol, animal, or word repeatedly. Maybe you keep seeing butterflies everywhere, a classic symbol of transformation and growth. Maybe crows keep crossing your path, hinting at powerful changes coming. Maybe you keep hearing the same phrase from different people in different places. When this happens, it's not random. Reality is layering meaning into your life, urging you to pay attention and follow the clues. Sometimes synchronicity shows up as déjà vu, the strange feeling that you've lived this exact moment before. Déjà vu isn't just a trick of the brain. It's a glimpse into the deeper nature of time and reality. Some believe it's a sign you are aligned with your life path, moving through a moment you were meant to experience. Others think it shows a crossover between this life and past lives. Whatever the explanation, the feeling of déjà vu reminds you that time is not as simple or straightforward as it seems. Meeting the right person at the right time is another form of synchronicity. Maybe you randomly meet someone who gives you exactly the advice you needed. Maybe you're introduced to a business partner, a mentor, or a friend who changes your life forever. These meetings are not luck. They are orchestrations of energy, bringing you and the other person together at the perfect moment for a reason bigger than you can see. Dreams, too, are a powerful way that synchronicity speaks. Have you ever dreamed about something only for it to happen later in real life? These precognitive dreams are messages from your subconscious, or perhaps even from higher realms of consciousness. When your dreams start overlapping with your waking life, it's a clear sign that your awareness is expanding beyond the physical world. Even the media you consume can carry synchronicities. Maybe you're thinking about a tough decision, and then you hear a song on the radio that speaks directly to your situation. Maybe you open a book to a random page, and the words on the page seem written just for you. These are not accidents. Reality uses whatever channels it can to reach you, to guide you, to speak to you. The more you acknowledge these moments, the stronger and more frequent they become. Most people dismiss these experiences as mere coincidence, and that's exactly why they stay blind to the deeper reality. Synchronicities are a secret language, a way reality communicates with you without words. Learning to notice and understand them opens up a whole new level of living. Life becomes richer, more connected, more full of meaning. You start seeing how your inner world shapes your outer world. You realize you are not just drifting through life, you are co-creating it. Once you understand how synchronicities work, you'll see that they are not random. They are the natural result of how reality is built. Everything in existence vibrates at a certain frequency, including your thoughts, your emotions, and your intentions. This is why what you focus on, consciously or unconsciously, affects what shows up in your life. When your internal state shifts, reality shifts with it. The more you focus on certain thoughts, feelings, and desires, the more the universe mirrors them back to you through synchronicities. If you stay open, curious, and grateful for these signs, you create a positive feedback loop where life continuously responds to your growing awareness. What once seemed like random events now feel like a beautiful conversation between you and the universe. Life is always communicating with you. Once you open your eyes to the hidden messages all around you, you can never go back to seeing the world the same way. Synchronicities are not just happening to you, they are happening through you. You are not separate from the magic of existence. You are a part of it. When you think about something specific, your energy starts to match the possibility of that thing happening. It's like your focus pulls certain events closer to you, making them more likely to appear in your life. When you suddenly start seeing a number everywhere or hear the same phrase over and over again, it's not just random luck. Those things were always around you, but now your mind is tuned to notice them. This idea is even backed by science. In quantum physics, there's something called the observer effect. It shows that when something is being watched, it behaves differently compared to when no one is watching. For example, electrons act like a cloud of possibilities until someone observes them. The moment they are watched, they lock into one specific form. This means your awareness isn't passive. It actively shapes what you experience. Your consciousness helps create the reality you see. This is where synchronicities come in. Synchronicities are those strange moments where coincidences seem too meaningful to be random. Your focused mind picks out certain patterns and brings them into your life in ways that feel almost magical. But it's not just magic. It's how your mind and reality are working together. Your brain plays a big part too. Inside your brainstem is something called the reticular activating system, or RAS. Think of it like a filter that decides what information gets your attention. Every second, your senses take in billions of pieces of information, but your conscious mind can only handle a small amount of it. The RAS helps you focus only on what it thinks is important, based on your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. So, when you start thinking a lot about a certain car, for example, your RAS starts highlighting that car everywhere you go. It's not that there are suddenly more of those cars. It's that now you notice them. The same thing happens with numbers, words, songs, or opportunities. Your mind has been tuned to see them. And it's not just random thoughts that program your RAS. Your deeper beliefs and emotions also shape it. That's why some people seem to experience a lot of synchronicities, while others rarely do. Those who believe in signs from the universe naturally pay more attention to them and notice them more often. Their brain has been trained to look for connections, and so their life seems full of meaning and magic. Beyond the personal level, there's the idea of a collective consciousness. This is the idea that all of our minds are connected through a shared field of energy and intelligence. Your thoughts don't just stay inside your own head. They ripple out and interact with the thoughts of others. This can explain why sometimes groups of people notice the same signs, hear the same messages, or even predict events before they happen. As more and more people wake up to these patterns, the experience of synchronicities grows stronger across the world. The more your thoughts, feelings, and energy line up with each other, the more synchronicities you will notice. If you have ever been in a state of flow, where everything feels easy, time seems to disappear, and you are completely in the moment, you might have noticed that synchronicities seem to happen non-stop during those times. This isn't just luck. It's because when you are aligned with your true self and your purpose, your energy matches the flow of the universe, and the universe responds by sending you even more signs and opportunities. Reality isn't something that happens to you from the outside. It's something you are shaping with your thoughts and awareness every day. The universe isn't just sitting back and watching. It's reacting to you in real time. So the question isn't whether synchronicities are real. They absolutely are. The real question is whether you've trained yourself to recognize them. If you believe that life is just random and meaningless, you'll live in a world where nothing seems to matter. But if you start to believe that reality is communicating with you, you'll open up a new, richer experience of life. Synchronicities don't appear for no reason. They are messages, signs, and guidance from the universe. Ignoring them can mean missing out on important opportunities or warnings that could help you grow or avoid problems. Most people experience synchronicities without even realizing it. They brush them off as coincidences and don't see the deeper meaning. But when you start paying attention, you realize that synchronicities are part of an ongoing conversation between you and the universe. One common reason synchronicities happen is to confirm that you are on the right path. When you're about to make a big life change or set a new goal, the universe often sends you signs to show you that you're making the right choice. For example, you might be thinking about changing careers, and suddenly you keep seeing the same number like 1111 everywhere. Or you might be starting a new business idea, and out of nowhere, the right people and resources seem to show up without much effort. These aren't accidents. They are signs that your new direction is aligned with your true purpose and energy. Synchronicities can also serve as warning signs. Sometimes when you're heading in the wrong direction, the universe will send you hints to turn back or rethink your choices. You might experience strange delays, misunderstandings, or small accidents that make things harder than they should be. These difficulties aren't random bad luck. They are ways the universe tries to steer you back onto the right path. Think back to a time when everything seemed to go wrong right before you made a big decision. Those obstacles may have been trying to protect you from going down a road that wasn't meant for you. Another important reason synchronicities happen is to serve as wake-up calls. When you start noticing a flood of synchronicities in a short time, it often means you are going through a spiritual awakening. Maybe you've been feeling disconnected, restless, or questioning the meaning of your life. During these times, the universe often bombards you with signs, numbers, symbols, dreams, gut feelings to help pull you toward your higher purpose. This period of awakening is crucial. If you ignore it, you may fall back into old habits. But if you pay attention and embrace the changes, you can unlock new levels of awareness and growth. Synchronicities also speed up the process of manifesting your goals. The more you notice and act on signs, the faster your dreams come true. Reality responds to where you focus your energy. If you keep seeing signs related to something you're trying to create in your life, it's a clear message that it's getting closer. But here's a secret. It's not enough to just notice the signs. You need to trust them and act on them. The more you trust and follow the guidance, the stronger and more frequent the synchronicities become, creating a powerful cycle that moves you toward your goals faster. At the deepest level, synchronicities remind us that the world isn't mechanical or random. It's alive and intelligent. Every synchronicity you experience is a sign that reality is not happening by blind chance. You are part of something much bigger, a living, responsive universe that's always communicating with you. Synchronicities feel so personal because they are designed for you. They show up in ways that only you would understand, making them even more powerful and meaningful. If you ignore synchronicities, they don't go away. In fact, the messages often get louder and more obvious over time. If you still don't listen, life may throw bigger challenges your way to force you to change direction. That's why people who ignore small signs often find themselves facing bigger life crises later on. The universe is always guiding you, but if you resist, it has to use stronger methods to get your attention. Understanding that synchronicities are real is just the beginning. The real transformation happens when you learn how to work with them. You don't have to wait for random blessings to fall into your lap. You can invite synchronicities into your life. You can build a relationship with this universal language and use it to navigate your path more clearly. The first and most powerful step is to set a clear intention. Most people move through life without asking for clear guidance, so their experience remains scattered and confusing. But when you set a strong intention, whether it's for guidance, a decision, or a new opportunity, you send out a clear signal that the universe can answer. You don't have to know exactly how the sign will appear. Just ask clearly and stay open. Then pay attention. You'll be amazed how quickly reality responds when you start playing an active role. Synchronicities are not rare gifts that only a few lucky people experience. They are available to everyone. They are a language, a way for reality to speak directly to you. The more you engage with it, the more fluent you become. Over time, synchronicities stop feeling like surprising accidents and start feeling like everyday conversations with the universe. Life becomes richer, deeper, and more magical. And most importantly, you start to realize that you are not alone. You are part of a living, breathing intelligence that is always supporting, guiding, and walking with you every step of the way. The universe listens when you ask for something, but it doesn't always respond right away. It waits for you to start paying attention, to open the conversation from your side. One of the biggest secrets to making synchronicities, those strange, meaningful coincidences, happen more often is by raising your own energy. Your personal energy, or vibration, decides what kinds of experiences you pull into your life. If you are full of fear, doubt, or negative emotions, it's much harder for synchronicities to appear. It's like you are tuned to the wrong station and you miss the songs meant for you. But when you shift into feelings like gratitude, presence, and trust, it's as if you move into a clearer space where the universe can finally reach you without static. This is why people who practice meditation, gratitude, and high energy living often notice that synchronicities happen to them all the time. Their higher vibration naturally puts them in harmony with the flow of life. The better you feel, the more easily you spot the invisible threads connecting everything around you. Your energy becomes like a magnet, pulling in the right people, opportunities, and messages at exactly the right moments. But it's not just about feeling good. Another important piece is simply being present. Synchronicities don't stop happening when you're busy. They just become easier to miss. If you're always rushing, worrying, or glued to your phone, you might walk right past the signs the universe is sending. The universe can't force you to notice its messages. It can only lay them gently in your path and hope you're paying enough attention to see them. Being present is like tuning your senses to pick up the small details others overlook. A certain phrase someone says, a pattern of numbers, a random encounter that feels too perfect to be random. The more you live with open eyes and an open heart, the more you realize the signs were there all along, just waiting for you to notice. One great way to stay connected to these signs is by keeping a journal. Writing down every synchronicity you experience helps make them feel more real and solid in your mind. Over time, patterns and messages start to show themselves. What seemed like small, random events reveal a bigger, more meaningful picture. Your synchronicity journal becomes a record of the universe's conversation with you, showing you how your energy, your thoughts, and your feelings are shaping your path forward. It's like creating a treasure map where every coincidence leads you closer to a bigger understanding of your life's journey. However, noticing synchronicities is only part of the story. Acting on them is even more important. If you see a sign, a number, a song lyric, a sudden gut feeling pushing you towards something, and you ignore it, you make the connection weaker. The universe works by engagement. It responds to your trust, your willingness to move when you feel a nudge. Every time you act on a synchronicity, even if it feels small, you are strengthening your relationship with this invisible guiding force. The more you trust it, the more powerful and precise the signs become. If you get an urge to call someone, follow a new idea, or change your plans, don't second guess it. Those small actions often lead to the biggest changes. The more you trust the process, the more the process begins to trust you. It's important to understand that synchronicities often start to increase right before something big happens. If you suddenly notice more signs, more strange alignments, it's not random. It means your energy is shifting. You are lining up with a new version of your life. But many people miss this moment because they don't recognize it for what it is. They brush off the signs as random or strange, instead of seeing them as proof that something huge is about to unfold. If synchronicities are showing up more in your life, it's a strong hint that you're standing at the doorway of a major breakthrough. It's a moment to stay aware, open, and ready to move. Attracting synchronicities is not about wishing and hoping they appear. It's about understanding how they work and using them as tools. When you start to live in tune with your energy, your thoughts, and your emotions, the universe begins to speak to you in clearer and clearer ways. You realize that life isn't made of random pieces. It's all connected. Every little event, every meeting, every strange twist is part of a greater pattern woven just for you. Synchronicities don't feel rare anymore. They become the natural background of your life, showing you that everything has meaning. Everything is talking to you if you know how to listen. At some point, you come to a powerful realization. Reality itself is alive. It's not just happening around you. It's happening with you, responding to your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs in real time. You are not a passenger being carried by random currents. You are a creator, shaping your experience from the inside out. Every time you notice a synchronicity, you are seeing your own consciousness reflected back at you. The more you realize this, the stronger the signs become. As you observe synchronicities, they seem to multiply. It's not because they suddenly appeared out of nowhere. It's because you finally tuned yourself to the right channel. Reality is not cold or mechanical. It's warm, intelligent, and deeply connected to you. It speaks in the language of symbols, numbers, dreams, feelings, and chance encounters. Once you learn how to listen, you can't unlearn it. You start seeing meaning everywhere. You stop dismissing little moments and start following the invisible threads leading you somewhere greater. Synchronicities don't just reflect your path, they help create it. Every time you act on a synchronicity, you strengthen your bond with the universe. You train yourself to hear better, to move faster, to trust deeper. You begin operating at a higher level where life flows instead of fights you. People who live highly intuitive and connected lives don't experience synchronicities because they're lucky. They experience them because they have learned to trust, to listen, and to act without hesitation. This realization changes everything. You no longer feel lost or unsure. You no longer question whether you're on the right path. The signs are always around you, affirming, guiding, and reassuring you. You finally understand that reality is not rigid. It's flexible, alive, and intelligent, shaped by your own awareness and energy. Synchronicities show you this truth over and over again. They are the universe's way of proving that you are never truly alone, that every choice and every step is being reflected back to you with love and intelligence. The more you trust, the more effortlessly life moves. You stop forcing things that aren't meant for you. You stop chasing empty goals. You begin flowing toward what is meant for you, carried by a current far wiser than your mind alone. But it's important to remember, awareness is only the beginning. Real change happens when you act. When you respond to the signs, when you follow the hints, when you allow your path to be shaped not just by logic, but by intuition and trust, everything starts to transform. You experience life on a completely different level, one filled with magic, meaning, and deep fulfillment. Most people won't reach this point. They'll continue to think synchronicities are just strange accidents. They'll miss out on the incredible conversation happening all around them. But you are different. If you are reading this, it means you are ready. You are being invited to step into a new way of living, one where reality responds to your energy, one where life becomes a partnership between you and the universe. So the final question is, will you act on it? If you're ready to go deeper, we share even more hidden teachings inside the Insights Academy newsletter. Sign up now through the link provided, and as a bonus, you'll receive a free ebook copy of Kyon for a limited time. The universe has been speaking to you all along. Now that you know how to listen, the choice is yours. What will you do with it? If this message resonated with you, leave a comment. I understood it.